Genesis 37, 18 to 20.
And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we will say, Some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams.
You see, so the problem is not you. The problem you carry is your dream. It's about your assignment. It's about the duty God gave you life to perform on earth. That is where the contention and the fight is. That is it. It's not about how handsome, beautiful, intelligent, smart. Forget it. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin or your background. It has everything to do with your dream. Your dream is the problem. Your assignment. That is what the enemy is after. And he will use your own brethren. He will use your loved one. He will use your husband. He will use your wife. He will use sisters. He will use anything to get at you to kill the dream. I pray today, in the name above every other name, that your dreams will be protected. That God will protect your dream and preserve you to carry out that dream. And that you will not die prematurely, but you will fulfill the dream that God has given you. If you agree with me, put your hands together and say amen. That is what the problem is. Sometimes people will say, why me? Why me? What have I done? Why is everybody out to kill me? Why is everybody doing this to me? What have I done? Why all these challenges and battles and conflict and misrepresentation and misunderstanding, false accusation? Is not you. I used to worry a lot. That's why I relocated some years ago to America for 8 years. A lot of things used to bother me, and I said, God, why? Am I the only preacher in this country? Why this misrepresentation? Why all of this? Everything you say is an issue. Today they say this. You know, Bishop Boda was telling me something about a gentleman that came to attend a funeral in this church. Tell us what he said. Listen.
He said, I want you to tell the Archbishop I love him and appreciate him. I said, why? He said, I have never seen him. Today is my first time seeing him. He said, for 20 years, I hated this man and I didn't know who he was. But hearing him for the first time is different from what I heard. Tell him I love him.
20 years.
And the man was about 70 years old.
70 years. So from when he was 50, he didn't like me, he couldn't stand me, and he hated me. Why? Something someone said about me. And there are people who have told me that. There's a gentleman who used to live at the airport residential area opposite my father's house where the church was. And for many years he didn't like me. Then a friend invited him to church. Next thing I saw, he was at the altar receiving Christ. And then later he said, can I talk to you? And I said, yes. And he said, you know, I have to confess, I didn't like you at all. And I said, what have I done? He said, it's not what you've done. I heard all kinds of things. And I also didn't like your dressing. As a priest, I expected you to wear something. And I said, I'm sorry for that one. I said, God is not angry with me for dressing good and looking good. So that one, God will forgive me for that. Amen. Being a priest doesn't mean I should wear anything and just stand there. And there are people who don't bless me like they ought to bless me, because when they look at me, a couple came to me and they were fighting. And the fight was about a gift they wanted to bring to me. And the wife said to the husband, you can't take this to Papa. And the husband said, but it's what I can afford. I can give him whatever I want to give him. And it's not the gift, it's the love. And she said, no. Papa is better than this. And they were fighting. So they decided to come and see me. And I told the wife, you can't do that. Leave the man alone. Let him do what is in his heart. Why are you pressurizing him? Leave him alone. But they were fighting in the house over me. And I had nothing to do with it. So you can end up in trouble without creating any trouble. David said, I'm for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. And that can happen. You can be misrepresented. And I used to worry a lot about misrepresentation, false accusation, until I realized that it has to go with the calling, and it is not just about who I am and my personality, but it has everything to do with my assignment, the dream, and the reason why I'm here. And that is your problem. And sometimes the enemy has a way of veiling you, so you don't even know that you are here to fulfill a dream. But may I submit to you, whoever you are, whatever you are in this life, that you are here to fulfill a dream. You are a dreamer. And one of these days, you will fulfill that dream. Put your hands together and give God praise.